allegiance to the States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Gail, you will.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the mercies that you provide us daily. We ask you, Lord, to be with the council as they make the decisions that govern the town and take us home safely. In Jesus' name, amen.
So turn your cell phones down, and there's no agenda for the night, and I think I've got mine turned off. I think. All right, first thing is a public discussion about cats.
Yeehaw!
Take off.
What's on me? Well, ladies and gentlemen of the forum, my name is Thomas Habersham. I'm 74 years old, Vietnam veteran. I've been running around the world looking for a place to be in peace, a place to settle down. I found E-Town to be the perfect place. But somehow or another, me and trouble and cousins. Now, when it comes to the issue of the cats, there's information going around that we have 19 cats. Now, if we have 19 cats, I want to know who counted them. Did they go in the house and check, or did you just give your neighbors some bad information so they can take offense to the fact that we have all these cats? Now, while we're talking about the cats, the part we miss here is the cats, the coons. They're leaving their shelter because coyotes were eating them. If you look around, you got rabbits in the town. They don't want nothing to do with us. The cats really don't. But the issue in the letter was about some kittens on somebody's porch. Now, this is a touchy subject. If you decide to trap the cats, take them to the Humane Society or take them and dump them somewhere else, where are these kittens going to go? You think they're going to just lay up in the den and they can't eat? They're going to get out and they're going to search for food. That is not on me. It's not on her. So the big question is, how did I get in the spotlight about the cats? And people are making public report about me, doxing me, which I really disapprove of, because that's very threatening. So I can't put my finger at any particular person, but I will say this. We use the adage, if the shoe fits, you wear it, okay? You should not have put my name in the public or my property or my home. You shouldn't have falsely accused me. How in the world can we be responsible for the cats in the neighborhood? Input, please. How? E-Town's been dealing with the cats for ever.
1978, anyway.
1978. Now, there was one man here, Mr. Fred Barnett. Now, Mr. Fred Barnett worked a job, worked for Cummings, and he did his best to try to control the cat population, and he had access to take the cats for neutering, spraying, whatever they do to them. Well, when he left, then there was nobody left. So me and Karen are not just going to take the blame for the cat problem. Okay, so I don't know what we're going to do. We contacted the Humane Society, asking them about picking up the cats. Oh, no, we don't do that. But on the other hand of that, if you're trapping the cats, and we went to check to see if you would take them to the pound, and if you didn't take them to the pound, well, where did you take them? Or whoever was trapping them, where did you take them? Did you exterminate them? You dropped them off somewhere?
That's how they got here.
Then how in the world are we in the spotlight about the cats?
Well, my understanding, you were turned in. Am I right?
Right.
The
She
letter.
filled out a public request and got a copy of the letter.
Oh, you got a copy of the letter. I haven't seen the letter.
Well, I haven't read it, but I
We read it. We-
caught drift of
Well, you
what's
read
on
it to
it.
me, but I haven't seen it to read it myself.
So turning me in for what?
I guess your animal's running loose.
My animals are running loose. Okay?
That's what they say.
I'm going to reiterate one more time. if you trap the mothers and you take them somewhere, the kittens are gonna come out of the den because they gotta find some place to eat. Now, where they go, I don't have any control over that.
Well, that's absolutely true, and that's a problem we have.
So, resolution?
I was hoping you would bring it.
Well, what I wanna
The other
say,
day, I told you to bring us a solution. I don't have one. And I've talked to several people, and they don't have
well, there is a solution, okay? Instead of taxing each other, petition the county. Petition the state. We got governors, we got mayors.
one. The county won't do anything.
Of course, the right amount of appropriate amount of pressure has not been applied. You can't just evade an issue that affects the community.
We can request, but when they say no, we don't have any other recourse.
Well, they didn't just say no, they sent a letter to every single small town and township in Port Alfred County saying they weren't going to.
Okay, so I don't have your solution. But I do not wish to be doxxed.
Tell
And
me what.
if she wants to feed, those cats when they come around, I support her effort, okay? It's,
I'm not against the cats, but the ordinance that we have an animal control ordinance. And at the time when Fred Barnett was here, we also had a town marshal who seconded as the animal control officer. We got rid of the town marshal because of the expense, and that got rid of the animal control officer.
increase the animal population.
And, well, yeah, it was hard for him to keep up with the population of the animals.
So,
So I knew that you know good and well, Tom, that I'm not against you, not against Karen. I'm really not against the cats. But the ordinance says if you're feeding the cats and they're staying on your property, I think they're your cats.
well, apparently they're not staying on my property because they ended up somewhere else.
Yeah,
Now, if we're feeding them and they got a home,
Well, maybe that's the solution, but feeding. You got a heart as big as Texas, and
I mean, what is the real harm here? I seen a picture of a cat on a car which appeared to offend somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, the birds poop on our cars. The gravel roads put dust on our cars. The snow falls on our car. Hail falls on our car. Rain falls on our car. Is that the only thing that we can complain about is that a cat was laying on my car?
I've got a couple of cats that come to my yard. I don't care.
Well, I'm not killing them. I'm not gonna pick them up and take them to the Humane Society. I'm not gonna trap them, and I'm not gonna grab them off and drop them on somebody else's property. I got 2 dogs that I inherited because somebody dropped them off.
Exactly.
Okay?
And E-Town is a depository for cats and dogs.
I can understand that people, they have to move and they can't take them to the new rental or their new home and they drop them off.
They're in the same situation that we're in. They don't have anything to do with it. They won't take them nowhere.
So we can't just stand around and say, well, we don't have any way of dealing with this situation.
That's why I've asked a half dozen people what to do about it, and everybody says, I don't know.
We're busy pointing fingers and we want 1 or 2 people to be responsible for it. Well, if you look at the other side of the coin, if you don't want to feed them, you're inhumane. It's against the law to abuse them, harm or hurt them, but you can trap them and take them somewhere else. So the parties, whoever they may be, we don't have their names, I don't know them by faces, but we'll use the adage of if the shoe fits, you wear it.
I'm in full agreement with everything you said. We still don't have a solution.
So I'm just curious, are you saying if a cat's not yours, you still have a problem with someone trapping?
I know, I don't have a problem with what somebody else is doing in order to rectify the situation. but we're looking at the legalities of it when it becomes inhumane. If you're trapping them and drowning them, or trapping them and shooting them, or trapping them and dropping them off on another side of E-Town, then how in the hell is the problem, excuse me, lady? How does the problem get all the way back to Pennsylvania Street? We're trying to tell you, we're not controlling the whole township with the cats.
That was a letter that came in.
Well,
Yeah, that. Don't blame us, that's just a letter that came in.
I'm not here to pass blame. We want to rectify it, and we have no means. But the thing we not do is point your finger at somebody, give the rest of the community false information about how many cats we got because you didn't count, and if you did count, you wouldn't have come up with 19 of them. But you tell your neighbors and they're offended because, well, how in the world are they able to get away with that? They want something done. That's what's going on here.
I don't care how many cats you got.
They want something done, but it's not gonna be on me. It's not gonna be over me.
Well, there was somebody else pointing the finger, not us.
Well,
When something comes through that door, we have to present it,
understood.
and that's what we done.
Okay, so you did your job. So apparently who's not doing their jobs is state, county, humane society. Okay,
Well, I'm glad you said Humane Society because I want all this, public. I'm glad you said that because if you call them up, they're gonna simply tell you, yes, you can bring an animal in here and it's this much money. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get around some up, I'm just gonna pay out of my pocket. And then they're like, no, we don't have any room. See, some people are not some people don't ask that second question, and then they're sitting there saying that I'm lying because I should have went to Humane Society. No, if you ask the second question, they're telling you they don't have room for it.
well, we went there. They don't have any records of the cats coming in. That's what stirred my box.
There's no regular cat man over, I would
They
say.
said they don't have any room to take them.
Well,
Did they tell you they have room to take some?
So that the information is incorrect, improper, coming from them. Because they say, oh yeah, we take them in and we feed them and give them their shots and everything and find them homes. Because I was asking them bluntly and boldly, how long is it before they face termination? Oh, we don't do
Yeah, they
that.
don't do that.
So when the hell did the cats go?
They won't take them.
They're supposed to find a new home for them. They're rehome.
Say that again.
They rehome them there. They don't kill the cats there.
So
If it's rehome, they can't tell you who the new owner is because
I
that's
don't
the
want
new
to know
owner.
who the owners are, but they're saying they can't pick them up and they can't take them, and there's no records of the cats even going there. So
Oh,
how are they overpopulated with the cats if they're
Oh, I don't
rehoming
know.
them? It's all poo-poo.
I don't know.
Didn't just recently they started charging $150 to drop off an animal?
I thought it was
oh, is that what it went
65.
to? I didn't know. No, it went up. I just don't know what it went up to.
Well, it was 65 at one time.
Well, we called because I wanted to know. I mean, I've seen all these cats coming in, and I know why they're coming in. These coyotes are slaughtering them. Now, the feral cats, they don't want nothing to do with people, but even they're running out of the bushes and headed into the city. The rabbits are on our streets. They don't want nothing to do with people, so that should tell us something right there.
I know.
We've imposed on all their space. I work with the farmer. They got to trap the coons. The coyotes that eat the cats. The cats control the rats because the rats chew all the wires on the equipment. So there's maintenance, there's time to repair damage from the roads, the rats. And that's the cat's job. The cats do that job. So why in the world have they become so offensive?
The thing about it is, Tom, and I personally, I don't care about the cats either, but the cats aren't getting in my trash, using my flower beds as, litter box. And they're not putting paw prints on my freshly washed and waxed truck.
So you're one of them guys.
Well, no, I'm not, because they're not doing it.
Okay,
But
so
if they were, I probably would be a little bit more concerned.
so here's one person that's standing up and says, it's not happening to me. But these other people, whoever they may be, are claiming that all of this is happening to them.
Well, they have,
We
it
just
happens to me.
We just act on information that we're given on,
I'm not opposing,
situations.
I'm not opposing the council. You're doing your job, that's fine. The trouble is, we can't get the other people to do their jobs. So they left the mess right here in the community, and the community is eventually gonna boil because there's no solution for it. So now we're gonna pick out people to say, we'll just add to the details and say they have an excessive amount of cats. Okay, I'll buy the fact that if I'm feeding them, I'm responsible for them. Who the hell has ever contained a cat? You don't cage them, you don't box them, and they've been running free as long as all of us been on the planet. What is the big deal now?
Somebody wrote a letter.
Well, that's somebody who wrote that letter.
Somebody wrote a letter, Tom.
Well, I guess I'll just,
Karen's got a copy of it.
I will take that to where it needs to be done because you doxed me. It's a federal offense. You can't do that. I don't have a problem with involving federal law. Been down that road before, and I had it happen to me just on the outskirts of town. You know about it when you try to give me a place to stay. Now, I never bother anybody. I don't offend. I don't throw rocks, hide my hand. If somebody asks me for some help,
Well,
I'll give it to them.
but
Tom, the
we
reason the
can
town.
debate this all night and still nobody ever.
No, Tom said something that made sense. The reason you guys got the letter is because inside that letter, that person wrote, and it had the wrong streets on there, just so you know, so I mean, I don't know how they found it, but, they wrote in there that they tried to talk to the woman and you flipped out on her.
Totally false. Totally false. Nobody ever came. One person came down in a respectful manner, Mr. Jerry Baxter, and says, "This cat is sitting in the seat of my blank, behind the cat." You know, I try to wave it off because and that's why when they started to corral them or trap them and take them somewhere else, I didn't get in an uproar about it because I thought it was their right to take care of their property, protect their trucks and their cars, and to keep the cats off of them. But their cats are vital.
That's how I feel like. I feel like when I read the letter, the reason that letter was written to you guys was because they said they went over there to talk to her and she cussed them out. And that's why they wrote you guys the letter about you. That's how I took the
Well,
letter.
Kevin's hot tempered, but nobody ever came to the house. Except Mr. Baxter, but he was respectful about it. He stated what he didn't like about it. We talked about it, but neither one of us have a solution.
Well, you say she's hot tempered, but at the same time, I've gone to you guys over something that you were both really upset for, and you listened. So I figure if someone was to go to Karen and they were yelling at her, I could see her yelling back.
Well, nobody came.
Exactly, and that's what she is. So
Nobody came.
I don't know, Tom.
We, okay, so they're using you as a council to persecute these two with lies, doxing. Now, they didn't use my name, but hey, it's that couple and the location of our home. Now, we're looking at the window every time a car or a truck stops in front of the driveway because we have no idea. Call it paranoia, call it what you want. You don't underestimate people when somebody has stoked the fire, gave false information, how far they're willing to go.
How many cats are in your driveway right now? Someone's walking.
In my drive, I would say 5. I would say 5.
What platform did they use to dox you?
The letter, and then it was on social media.
Yeah, but the letter was,
This is all wrong. We cannot do that.
well,
It's public record.
we have to.
It's public
I
record.
mean, you have to acknowledge the fact that the letter came in and you have to give a response. But the parties who performed that act is way out of character.
Well, that,
But that letter is public record. You can't, it's public record. It didn't, if it would have said your exact address, yes, that would have been blacked out. If it would have said,
Well, they were
your name.
smart enough not to do that. If you're gonna get the block, you're gonna get the street and the couple Come on. I'm not even angry with them.
And that's the whole thing though, that's not even the street, so that's why,
We're kind of getting away from the cat issue here that what we, if you think you've been discriminated against
I don't like that word.
for whatever, I don't know that this is the forum to take it up.
Oh, no, I'm not taking it up and asking for a response from the council. I'm just telling you what I'm willing to do because this act has occurred.
Well, I mean, we can show them that the letter was sent to us and what we done with it and our procedure that we have to follow. And I mean, if you want to take it somewhere else, that's fine with me. I'm not gonna tell a lie on you, Tom, but
Okay,
I'm saying one may have been told, but it's thrown into our ball. And we have to do something with it.
okay, it's easy to understand. But know this, one battle always brings another, and if you can't walk away from a battle, you have to expect another battle. It's always been that way. That's human nature. I don't want
I
another
don't
battle.
think, we don't want to battle with you, and I hope you don't want to battle with us.
Of course I don't. I have to respect
No,
this institution, be it small. I have to respect it,
right.
and I do.
I don't think I've ever heard anything about you ever battling anybody in this town, ever.
It's not my nature.
Yeah.
I survived the
And
war.
thank you for your service.
Okay, and all I wanted to do was just go somewhere and get 74 and hopefully make it to 80 and they could bury me and carry it up with all my damn money. That's,
We need to move on to this.
okay, well, there's no need for me to be here any longer
Well,
and send me a letter when you get the solution. I would be happy to talk to you if I could come up with something, but I will be doing something about it. And I'm not talking about retaliatory events. But I will do whatever I can.
Let me just say this, feeding the animals is no less than giving your addicted kid money to buy drugs. You're helping the situation occur.
You
And you can argue that all the way to USAID, and giving money to Ukraine or whatever the case may be, because it goes on and on and on, but
You can't put
You're
that on the
enabling-
table. Those things are too far and wide apart from
no,
each
not
other.
really. No, you're enabling the
Even
cats.
the word enabling.
Yeah,
What
we feed our own cats.
We are
We have to
supposed
feed our
to.
cats. We have cats at all.
Yeah, you have inside cats, don't you?
We have inside and outside both.
Oh, I understood you only had a couple of inside cats, so.
Oh, well, wait a minute, here we go again.
We got 5 inside. We got 5 inside.
I don't care how many
So they
cats
don't
you
leave
got.
it.
Well, I don't care how many you got in the house either, I'm just saying that feeding the animals
But
is,
the ones outside are supposed to stay on your
If we were
property
given
according
dominion
to
over
our
all,
ordinance.
then you're trying to say that, forget what God said about it, but we have dominion over all. So we just drop the golden rule and say, you can't feed them because you enabling them. They're dumb animals.
If
Well,
you're,
I don't argue
if you're
with God
feeding
about
them and you're calling them yours and they get off your property, then that's where the ordinance comes in.
I didn't buy them. I don't tantalize them. I don't chip them. I feed them. Okay? They're gonna take me to court about feeding the cats, and that's not gonna go very far. Because it's inhumane to hurt them, harm them, starve them.
I don't know, it's against the law to feed the bears in Yellowstone Park.
But to look at the consequences when you do such a thing, either rip your blazing head off
Well,
or kill you. So common sense would say, that's a bad idea, but we're talking about cats.
and the consequences here were overrun with cats.
We're talking about feeding animals and making them dependent.
So the
And
5 you have
comfortable.
outside,
Hmm?
the 5 you have outside, you plan on keeping them?
No, not if somebody wants to take them away. Like I said, we're not going to try to stop anybody from cleaning up the cat problem, okay? We're not against that activity, but at least say I'm taking them to the Humane Society and I'm not taking them off and shooting them or drowning them, or even if you're dropping them off somewhere else.
I'm not-
But understand when you take the female cat that's nursing a bunch of kittens, the kittens are gonna come out of the den. That is not Tom and Karen's problem. Now, the ones on the property, you guys can say that's our problem. I agree with you. If you feed them, then you're somewhat responsible for them. But kittens, and you took off the breadwinner, the eyes are barely open. Remember what they said? The eyes are closed, matted, et cetera, et cetera.
One,
Okay,
but still, we're not coming up with a solution of what we're gonna do with cats.
What can you do, kinda like what Fred did, do the free spay neuter thing? That's what he did.
Tom didn't have the money to do all these things.
If,
Who did that via Cummings?
information.
No, say, it. what are we gonna say about, or to do what?
He did that via Cummings.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yes, but if you start that, then more people are gonna be bringing them in
what,
to happen, and then
will
why is the town
it,
paying
will it
for that?
satisfy you if we buy 2 traps and whoever wants to trap the cats?
Like I'm saying, I'm not opposed to that activity. You're not gonna come on my driveway and set a trap. No, that'd be the first thing.
No, we're not gonna do that,
Okay,
but
whoever.
you give us a $25 deposit on the trap and you trap as many cats as you want.
No, I'm not doing that.
Or anybody else.
But I'm not opposed to somebody else who wants to say, let's trap all these stray cats and get them out of the community. I will not stand in front of that, but nobody's gonna come in my driveway and trap a cat.
We're not talking about that, I'm talking about the town.
Well, Tom can do what he wants to do in order to solve the
If
problem.
she wants to catch her traps or cats, and she catches a cat,
I'm not opposed.
you're opposed to what
I'm
she's
not
gonna do with it.
opposed.
You're opposed to what she's
I'm
gonna
not
do with it.
opposed if she wants to trap a cat and take it somewhere or take it to the Humane Society. I am not opposed.
How is someone gonna know if it's your cat though?
Because somebody decided they want it. I mean, they had a name around their neck on their collar, apparently.
If they got a cat in the trap, they're supposed to come and say, this is your cat, and then that's when you find it.
No, I was saying like, no, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying it was your cat, I was gonna, yes, I'm gonna send you a picture and ask you if that's your cat, if you said yes, you get fined, otherwise they're gonna haul the cat off.
Well, the cats are disappearing, so apparently it's worth it. And I'm gonna say it again. If they wanna trap them and take them somewhere, I am not opposed. Do not set a trap in my driveway or on my property to get the cat.
So you're
That's the
saying
cat gets
some of your
out there.
cats have disappeared?
Say again?
Oh, yeah. They have.
Yeah, that's how the kittens got on this lady's porch. Cause the mother's been trapped and they ain't got no food, they're nursing.
Well, we're,
So you said you have 5 cats outside?
Yeah.
And you're gonna get them spayed neutered,
I got 2 homes.
you've got 2 moms.
Yeah, and one I lived in.
Okay.
Cats don't live by moral code, they do what they do.
Jerry, you got some input on this, we're gonna have to move on here, we'll be on this all
No, I mean,
night.
I'm more upset with raccoons.
Enlighten us, Gary.
He's more upset with raccoons.
I'm after raccoons.
Well, they're a
And the
problem
reason
too.
why I'm more after raccoons is because they got my boat the other day at 60 on.
Oh, good.
I
Okay,
think
we're
we're
gonna, we're gonna have to move on here.
All right, well,
I'm sorry.
Can I address something, please?
You can.
Okay, first off, I want to let you know, I didn't write the letter, but I have trapped 5 cats. All 5 of those cats have gone to a farm,
Okay,
a barn, okay?
okay.
And the other thing that I want to address, that I want you guys to know I'm extremely opposed of, yes, he did that through Cummins, but it came out of Elizabethtown's budget. It was a non-budgeted item. You can search back through the records and see where it was paid. And as a responsible pet owner, I take issue with the town paying spay and neuter fees for non-responsible people. That's all I have to say.
Well, we got a solution. Somebody stood up and had the courage and say, yes, I've trapped some cats and took them to the farm. Like I said, I am not opposed to that. That is solving the problem.
I just wanted you to know that they went to a farm. They were not killed, they were not shot.
This,
They were not
Well,
done.
I'm not doing that
thank
either.
for bringing it to light.
And I'm not gonna police the people that catch these cats and take them off. I'm not, it's not our responsibility to police
least.
nobody near you guys has sent me any pictures of them caught for me to come and say, hey, Karen, here's yours. That is true.
But Jerry, I'm on with you
Well,
on
like I
that,
said,
so that's
like I
my
said,
next
Oh,
comment.
they're terrible. Well, I got my boat the other day. Didn't care boat got to it first. That boat's gorgeous for the year of it.
They were flying through my yard.
Well,
Well, they were living in our garage, they were eating the cat food, they were going through the
Yeah, I've got
trash.
groundhogs that eat mechanical, so.
Oh, no, man. Have you ever seen my boat?
Yeah.
It's a 97, looks brand new.
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bill, for
Okay.
your
I'm not
input.
good.
We're gonna have to move on here. Thanks for all the input.
Hey, why don't you guys take pictures of your cats and
Oh,
people
post
does, and then we'll
Well, you
know.
got one.
What
Then we're liable to take the blame, acceptable.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking at so much for you to take the blame, but
no,
so
Karen,
that somebody
you
catches
can.
your cat. And get back to you.
Somebody thought it was on, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And, and this has been a problem since I come here in '78.
So we do have a solution, and hopefully it works out well, because that last, presentation was excellent. That was a good one. Thank you for your time.
I'll give it to you later, Rick, anyway.
Oh, okay, all right.
About this modern truck.
I'll be home, Wednesday, not tomorrow, but Wednesday.
That's fine. That's fine.
Look, sitting on the front porch or in the recliner. One of them two places. All
We
right,
all know that one.
yeah, we're gonna have to move along here, and I don't know that we've come to a solution, a conclusion, or anything else, so.
Confusion.
Confusion, yeah. So, the next issue here is, I make a motion to accept July 13th, 2026 minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I do want to bring up, Rick, in the minutes, I did make a note at the very beginning, it says, before the meeting started, Rick and Shirley had a discussion about cats still being a problem. Shirley was asking the town to purchase some traps since there are people willing to catch the cats. Rick said to bring up later in the meeting, your clerk time, just to note, Shirley forgot to bring up in the meeting to have a motion. So that was before the meeting, and then I started the minutes, guys, because I felt like since we got blasted for not doing anything, I just wanted to be in these minutes.
Well, while we're this close to the cat discussion, we don't have traps anymore. They've been gone for some time.
And I don't know how much they are to even come up with how many should you purchase.
Well, yeah, I mean,
A couple.
are we gonna purchase a couple of traps? But if we send these traps out, I want a deposit on these traps so they will come back,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
The
But,
traps need to be big enough to trap raccoons too, because some of those
Well,
cats
yeah,
are
I
that
mean,
You
size.
can buy a couple of traps from Fred, because I think he's over to start with, but he definitely has some traps and he probably doesn't have a use for them.
he's down in Memphis.
$20
not
to
up here.
$60.
Oh, he's not here anymore?
No, he retired.
Oh, no, it's
60
20,
bucks.
60, so.
No.
How many do you want me to, how many do you
A
want?
couple of traps.
Didn't close Walmart, Oak Creek.
Don't care. Did I do that in the form of a motion?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we buy 2 traps to trap the animals in town. Not us personally, but the homeowners trap the animals in town. And, want to require a $25 deposit on our traps so they'll come back. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got that.
No, why not steal a $60 trap for $25?
It's a deterrent.
So you get a $20 trap.
It's supposed to come back with a packet too.
They charge your deposit according to what the trap costs. It's a $60 trap, $60 deposit.
So is that, no, when you said they were $60, no?
Between 20 and 60.
Oh,
But at least you know how much they are. I mean, you know who's got it if they sign it out.
that's true. All right.
Okay, sewer, any updates on the sewer? The insurance? I haven't had any updates on the sewer plant, do you, Mike?
No, I'm surprised, he act like he's gonna take care of that.
about 10 times and wanted to know when this was put in and when that was put in. Except for that clarifier. And that's an issue, whether we use the OEM bearings in the blower and, all kinds of stuff. I thought it was just as simple as we'll write us a check and send it in when his report comes in, but I've talked to him several times about that.
The old bearings wouldn't do it.
No, but he wanted to know how long it was down. So I had to call Matt or Chad, and it was down for 4 days while they got the parts. But, that's the only thing I know about insurance. We haven't heard anything else.
No, the last time I talked to him, he had said he was thinking like the gearbox was
23,000.
9,000 and then the gearbox was 20,000 and then what would be the?
A new gearbox is 23,000.
Right. He sent you figures to me. The plan for the blower should be like 9,000 and the plan for the gearbox 23,000, which that would take care of almost all these receipts, so.
Yeah.
And then you have to put out 23,000.
Were the cranes included in the price that we were quoting?
No, I'm getting to that here in a
Yeah,
minute.
those are in these bills tonight.
Yeah, we've got two, 31 record for $856 project. All that stuff is turned into the insurance. It's
Yes, all of this, the
We're-
breakers, insurance.
in the, waiting system, I guess. But, that's all I have on insurance, or any updates on the sewer. But I do want to make a motion to pay Matt McIntosh $4,150 for extra work he did for the emergency services performed outside of the normal scope of operation and maintenance.
How much was it?
$4,150.
I guess, I think it's appropriate. It seems like a lot, I'm interested.
I know I am.
It was emergency on-site operator services related to clarifier, bearing failure, 18 hours at 125. Additional sample collection and laboratory deliveries outside normal operations as requested by item, 8 trips at 175, that's 1,400. And then weekend monitoring, compliance checks and reporting requested by item, 4 hours, 125, so that's where the 41, 50 came from.
Well, they do
Did you say
that
that- did you say they come every day?
every day,
I didn't say that though, right?
I guess.
All right, I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right, let's get on here with some more. Oh, is this okay. Got lost there.
Me too, I just lost it.
The next page. At the top of the next page for a map.
Right here. Yeah, I can't really see it, but it's 2604. I'm sorry. Go ahead, one more.
Okay,
All right.
I make a motion to pay invoice number H 3819 for Central Sheet Metal, $607. That was the blowers, right?
It says, the compressor motor repair.
Yeah, that's the number one blower. The bearings and everything around it. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now here's, I think we're getting into all the stuff for, the clarifier. Make a motion to pay Snyder's Environmental Services for invoice number 00114934 for $450. That's pumping the sludge out and delivering it to Seymour and going to Seymour and getting us some new bugs for our plant. So do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to pay Snyder's Environmental Services for invoice number 00114952 for $1,000. And that was for taking this stuff to 2 trips to Seymour and bring it back to Veterans. I don't know what that is.
What was the first part?
pumping out the, sludge when it first happened. Yeah,
They're,
sticking it down in there and pumping out the center. Yeah, that was what that was for. And the thousands was pumping out the sludge tank and all the other stuff. They made 3, maybe 4 trips to Seymour to do all this. I thought that was very weak.
Yeah, that was good.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we have 2 here, 2 different invoices. For 31 record for your crane, take that gearbox out of the clarifier and then come back and put the gearbox back on the clarifier. That's invoice number 149134 and 149135. I have a second on that.
Second.
I'm sorry, what was the first one you said?
149134 and 35.
Thank you.
one was for August 7th and one was for August 9th.
Yeah. And we have, make a motion to pay King's Trucking and Excavation for invoice number 29518 for $1,262. They're the ones that brought the pump out, the pump out of the clarifier back into the other thing and submersible pump and put it in and made an extension cord for it. That 2951.8 comes to $1,262. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. I'm not, what's the DNA? What's DNA right here?
All right, here's service call or troubleshoot.
Service call troubleshoot verify. This is when DNA came out to see if it was the motor or something else. That was $150. So I make a motion to pay DNA motor for invoice number 880468 for $150 to troubleshoot what was wrong with our clarifier. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. This is one we talked about last month, that Shirley needed a clarification on for Strand. And,
He has it separated.
yeah, that's separated issues there. So I'll make a motion to accept amendment number 1 to agreement for technical services with Elizabethtown and Strand. That's just for the amendment. Do I have a motion? Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And this was changed from 2 years to 10 years.
Yeah. Okay, I need to sign this.
Yes.
Today is 8/10.
Oh, that right there, you
I make a motion to accept task order number 26-01 for projects on call wastewater engineering on hourly rate basis plus expenses for the estimated fee of $20,000. This is for Tony coming out and doing anything that he does here. I think it went from 13,000 up to 20,000.
And you don't pay when he comes out, so.
Yeah, he just takes it out of this $20,000. Well, do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are you, is the sewer thing gonna get to a point where it's not gonna keep costing this money, all these things?
Let's hope so. Let's hope that this is the last thing.
So you think like all this fixed?
I mean, we're gonna have breakdowns, but,
I wouldn't be surprised if the problems we had with the electrical has contributed to all of this actually.
you know very well, you're not gonna get anybody with any
No, no,
authority
no.
to say anything.
No, when they come out and fix it.
Oh, no, because that would fall back on, the electric company, that was actually what you're saying.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Okay.
no, they're never gonna do it.
I mean, when we were running, amperage was all off. We had to just had to do it.
And once they realized, or somebody made it realize, Chad made them realize that it was doing this, then they had how many trucks out there?
No, yeah.
I mean, one day it was 6 below zero, and the next day it was 9 below. And poor old Mike was about to freeze to death down there. And I think that's it for the sewer, I hope. Okay, yeah, we spent a ton of money. And we had to pay that. Hopefully, we'll get money back from the insurance to cover this. That's what my hopes are. But, you know, that's the insurance. Tony said they were working on the Fifth Street project, and it should be done. They're trying to figure which end to start at.
I'm worried because it needs to be set in September, your meeting's not until what, September?
I think it's already been sent in.
No,
We were approved for the money.
not for next year. It's set in September.
I was under the understanding that we were approved already. And we're willing to go. All we had to do was come up with figures, and that's what Tony was going to do. And we were, see, the bad thing about it is, are we going to do 2/3 of it, or a third this year, and a third next year, and a third year
So that's
after
the
that?
project, so. Okay.
So,
And you guys.
no, I haven't seen any money.
What did you guys decide? Like, was better to start on railroad, is it that way, or start from
I
525?
start the other end and come this way, because it's worse down there.
And did you say anything to Tony about, not the speed bumps, but like those humps to slow people down? So they're not using the drag racing.
No, I haven't said anything, but
They were willing to let it do that. Probably do that.
Not a
Unless
speed
you
bump,
have a speed
not a
limit,
speed bump on a hump, it's
not the same thing.
no, they absolutely different. I thought I gave you guys paperwork on this, but you know what?
I look, but I thought our speed limit had to be under 25 for the speed bumps.
Speed bumps, yes, this is like a.
The other thing you can do is put rumble strips going, not down
Oh,
the
yeah.
side, but across.
But yeah, rumbles. we
Ask,
like to see.
ask Tony that, yeah, I mean, something, because,
I mean,
They're gonna
put-
put flying-
put
they're gonna
rumble
put flying.
strips in when they, hey,
and they have to. And like when Tony sends us in, it has to be approved at the same time, so it doesn't cost us anything, they'll actually get 75% off of that. If it's in with the project, so,
hey.
80%, yeah. So Tony has to have that, it has to be in the paperwork when he sends it, so we can get 80% off.
Maybe I should have asked somebody to be here tonight. To explain that.
What's the word that's called?
Rumble strips,
Yeah.
Rumble strips?
Yeah.
going across the street.
Those rumble going that way? Or they rumble when you run over them this way?
They run over them when you go down the side road,
Well,
but they'll irritate you when you.
yeah, well, when they go across the road, they'll have to this way.
Rumble, I don't know what's cheaper, but, Mike, it says, while they sound similar, a speed bump is short, tall, and forces a near stop. 2 to 5 miles per hour, making it ideal for parking lots. A speed hump is longer, flatter, and lets cars pass more smoothly at 10 to 20 miles an hour, making it standard for residential streets.
Okay.
10 to 20 mile an hour, our speed limit is 30.
This
Yeah,
was,
I don't think you could,
this was all the information she gave you. And there's an LTAP study
she
on it.
gave me that?
Yeah, there's an
Well,
Indiana
that's-
LTAP study on it.
But if they're willing to do the rumbles, I mean, that would get someone's attention too.
Well, get their attention, but no chance of really hurting their vehicle.
Right, right.
Not gonna hurt their vehicle, and that's why you can only have a speed limit of 25 miles an hour, but a speed limit, but I would think.
Gotcha.
But they've got these things in Madison right there, well, right there, that Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
They're probably as wide as this table, but if you get them going 20 miles an hour,
Oh,
you'll take off.
oh, no, okay.
Yeah, they're every bit as wide as
Yeah,
this
are you
table,
gonna
probably
call
only
me?
about that high, but
Are you call Tony or you?
Go ahead. You call Tony and get all the information on the grant, the money, whether they,
Yeah, because the open thing is in September, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to motion that, like, you have to motion for him to send it in, or I don't know what to do, because I don't.
I think we ought to table this for right now until you get a hold of Tony.
We don't have it on you though. before September.
You want me to motion it to accept the Fifth Street project from Strand as soon as it's dropped off, pending approval, your approval on how,
You guys, yeah,
our approval on how things will go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? All right. All right. Any word on the culvert on Poplar Street discussed last night? Layton should be doing that when he does Judy's place and then Washington.
oh, those are my notes, I'm sorry, that was the last one.
Layton's been over to Judy's at least twice.
But they didn't start on Washington,
They have started in, he was supposed to, to my knowledge, he was supposed to start with us when he was done at Judy's.
we're not doing anything there.
I talked to George Morales, Judy's husband, last week, and he said Layton was gonna be there within 3 days. And there's been digging going on over there, there's marking going on, but I haven't heard a word from Layton. We're gonna have to get something done with this culvert. Does anybody have any suggestions of who we can get fixed?
I mean, at one time, the Sanders were willing to do it.
Well, I think I told you to tell them to go ahead and do it, but I haven't seen any progress there either. But they were so busy.
No, I don't think we told them to do it, I think, because Layton had said he was gonna do it. They just said that us know.
If somebody runs off in that, this will be a big problem.
Okay. So,
This is gonna have to come under an emergency thing here before long, because that's a heck of a hole down there to run off in. So, and we're not gonna get anything other than wash it out right now.
Yeah.
Did you ever go down and look at it, Mike?
No, I don't know.
I did.
And they go ahead and remove the crossovers?
Pardon me?
Can they go ahead and remove the crossovers when they
Oh,
do
I
that?
suppose so, we've already decided
Yeah.
to do the crossovers, but, that was another one of Layton's deals, but Layton's gonna,
what's the crossover?
Over there on Fifth, the railroad.
you know, the hump,
Oh, yes, oh my gosh.
so, we'll talk to them when they get here to do that, but I think that should be the priority thing for culvert.
Of course.
And does anybody have any suggestions of who we can get? Don't everybody speak up at once.
I would suggest calling Dave at the water company and see who he recommends.
They call it a. Yeah,
Because Lord knows they've had enough problems in the past 2 years.
And I don't know whether they'd be willing to do it or not. All the. Yeah, I'll call him in the morning, because I think that's gonna be a priority for us. And if they don't wanna do it, maybe they've got somebody else that they can send this way, or I can talk to or something. But, once they get that done, we can talk to them about doing the other stuff. Is that satisfactory to everybody? I hope. Okay, Shirley, excuse me, it's your show now.
The public meeting for the budget will be September 14th here in Town Hall at 6 o'clock. Nothing ever changes with us. This is literally what we did last year and the year before, so. Just we're not the exact same thing. She gave us the same
Most
budget.
of this stuff is over my
Yes, she gave us the
head.
exact same budget for general, local roads and streets, and for the highway, so. She said, we wanted to review that. Never has any changes, I'm like, yeah, I like it like that.
Okay. Got that work.
Reminder about, oh, I just want to tell you guys, you know, just throw it out there, request for a copy of public records. I can't stop anybody. If somebody wants a copy of something in our meetings, anything that's in these meetings is public record. That's even down to an email
We know that.
that comes in here, so I just.
So
make
what
sure
do you
everybody knows.
out on the airways?
There were 6 permits done for the mobile home park to remove trailers out of there. Jimmy is the new manager and she wants the place clean and no problems. So Rick, pass this line here, you sign yours.
Okay, you need to sign this.
Those 6 trailers are absolutely coming out, Mike. And then Rick, did you know something about electronic communication systems? Service labor, May 22nd, 26 siren.
That's when they put the batteries in the siren.
Okay, so that's general, Captain, right?
But, yeah. But I was surprised that it's $932.88 for the batteries.
Well, Rick, you know what? They ran a silent test and they used a mobile encoder too.
A mobile encoder,
That's what it says.
Well, then,
Yeah.
they didn't like a flux capacitor.
Your safety line,
Oh, really?
yeah, because that's what
I
that.
don't think there's opportunity there.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just,
That'd be nice if there was.
Okay, I want to make a motion that we pay electronic communication system $932.88 for invoice number 55231 for work on our emergency siren, replace batteries, silent test, use mobile encoder. Do I have a second?
second,
All in favor?
And then I got the voice billing that we do every year around this time. The whole
Certainly
bill's,
give me one.
the whole bill's $4,845. So what I do is the key billing is $2,705. That is straight sewer, nothing else in there. But the key fund is sewer and general. So I take that 2040 divided by 2. So $3,775 is sewer, $1,070 is general. I just need a motion, oh, I can pay them. And you know what I'm gonna do.
I make a motion to pay voice $4,845 for voice software. How we do our books on the computer. Invoice number 129100. $3,775 out of sewer and $1,070 out of general. Do I have a motion? Right. Second.
second.
All in favor?
Right.
Okay, Shirley, the boys and dozens. Bank statements.
I figured out how to get that name off of there. So there's only 2 on there.
Let's take it. Yes. That's kind of tickle me too.
Tell you what, they're living large, it's all we. Got a brand new Jeep house.
There's another thing sitting up there. Blue vehicle and a Jeep, there's a Bronco in it.
It might be black.
Yeah, Bronco.
Okay, it might be. It's fancy, it's pretty.
Oh, I think it is.
I won't have to take it. It's pretty.
These are without you, you gotta motion.
Oh, I make a motion to accept the vouchers. You have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye. It's all right, it's gonna go in the book.
Is that?
Start paying for that, that's the $800.
Okay, you got a letter from the bank showing sure, oh, we're not that.
No, it's fine, I got bank statements right here, so we'll go. No, yeah, it just says, the current balance is 2,000. No, I ain't right, how do I say that? $203,710.25. The maturity date is August 18, 26. Please take a look at that, so nobody thinks like I just ran off with $200,000, it's right there.
$203,710.25.
Yes.
That sounds more like,
Wow, that was a bad mess, that's my part.
better than 2,000, certainly.
Yeah.
Well, after we pay all those bills and today.
Yeah, that's sad.
But let's keep our fingers crossed with the insurance reimbursement.
That would be, yeah, they should actually.
The maturity date is 18,
Yes,
so you're going to go down there and
yes. So here's
roll
your.
everything over. Are we gonna put any extra in there, or do you think we?
Here's your papers before you say for extra. Oh, extra. The sewer debt loan, are we allowed to put that into a CD? Any of that? No? No? Okay, so the column we're gonna be looking at, Rick, is, there's only, right now, there's 56,000. There's 200,000 of that is, in the CD, so 56,000, I'm getting ready to pay like 23,000 in bills, and then you're gonna purchase that thing for 23,000? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be extra to put in there.
No, that's all.
No,
Okay.
and then storm, whatever part of, I don't know. Because I know like part of Fish Street that you can use the storm section. Let me see what Tony says.
Well, we can't go in the middle, we can't do half of that.
Right. I mean, I can roll over that other 200, I can put the 200,000 right back in there and roll that over. I just don't think I have to do extra because of all these.
Well, that's fine, I was just
And
hoping
then
to get that in there.
stormwater is, are you allowed to do a CD for stormwater? Okay, so let me see what Tony says for that project and see how much money we're gonna get out of stormwater for that road.
Okay.
And then,
Well, 18th is just next week.
oh shoot, yeah, 8 days. It's 8 days, okay,
Yeah, it's just next week.
okay. All right,
Matter of fact, is it Sunday?
Well, today's the 10th, so 7 days from now, it'll be a Monday, and then be a Wednesday,
Be a Tuesday, but
Wednesday, second, Thursday, Thursday.
Tuesday's the 11th,
Thursday.
no, 18th.
Mike, there's your general payroll sewer.
It'll be a-
Rick, here's your general payroll sewer. Our general is supposed to be plus $2,998.90 above the books. It is. Our sewer is supposed to be plus $630.18. Yep, above the books. It is. And that's all I got, folks.
all we got then. Am I down to the, make a motion to close the meeting?
Unless you would like that, something, I promise I don't have anything else.
I don't have anything. You got anything, Mike?
What is this, 24-month PFCD?
Is that the motor vehicle highway?
It's account number 2668. It's the second one. I just wanted, it doesn't look like it.
Which account are you looking at?
Looking at that right there.
Yeah, that's the motor vehicle highway CD. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, like that, Fred did that,
I thought Fred had wiped out those CDs.
not that one, because Sandy didn't cash it, but she always said we were supposed to, so I don't know. It's on this paper.
Oh, this,
It looks like this.
we got a 24-month CD. What's it gonna do?
It just sits in there, and every 3 months, I get like $11 or $12 to deposit. It is deposited and I add that to the highways. It's literally on this paper right here. Second one down.
So is it in an actual CD then? How much kind of interest?
It's, I don't know, you're one that like educating me on the CDs. That's always been there way back when Sandy was here. It's just a $23,400 CD. Every 3 months, they send me, they deposit money into it. It's like $11 or $12. And I just add that. Yeah. So something
If we can we get that out of there and put it into something like we've got now? Because that's making more than $11 every 3 months.
Seems like money. But that doesn't seem like a large number.
Yeah.
I don't know. You check
I
on what
personally-
the interest rate is on a large
I
number.
personally like it sitting in there because it was just like.
It doesn't
back
seem like
up.
you make much money.
Oh, we don't, $11 and something every 3 months. No, we don't make.
I like to sit there because like to me it was back up and really
$50
they
a
watch
year.
these numbers.
Like I say, I'd like to see the CD put right there with some of the other accounts.
Yes.
Because it is one of our accounts.
Yeah.
The big CD.
Okay. We can do that again, Shirley.
I'll see what the next one.
And really, in a few months, we ought to take it out and go and just play with it.
Hey, I might be able to run faster than what you think. I'm gonna make a motion that we close the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What time is it?
7:09.
Oh, we didn't do that, then, guys.